What is up, Square Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we are back in the Battle Chamber. Shout out to Gamers Edge. It's a new local shop I've been attending on Saturdays for Dragon Ball Super in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. As you can see, I'm on the right playing my budget Gotenks deck, and we have Christian on the left playing Toppo. So I've actually never seen Toppo in action, so this is going to be a slight learning process for me as we get back into the swing of things on our Dragon Ball Super card game journey. All in all, the tournament was really fun. We had about 8 players. It definitely felt really good getting back into the swing of things. And as I get more and more consistent, I'll be able to bring you guys more and more commentary as well as gameplay for other decks that we're going to feature on the channel. So I won the die roll off camera, so I'm going to be starting this game here against Christian. I'm going to start by charging Dependable Dynasty Son Goku to give myself 1 yellow energy, and I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn to Christian. He's going to draw for turn, charge an energy. Let's see what he decides to charge here. Okay, he's got 1 yellow energy. And Toppo's a very interesting leader. He's going to swing, auto, draw 1. It's one of the more control leaders in the game, especially once you're awakened. So as you can see, he's going to attack into my leader. I'm not going to counter. He's not going to combo. I'm going to go ahead and combo the Bardock Ape. Once it's comboed from my hand, I can play it. It's a unique critical blocker, 15k power. It's one of the anniversary box cards from 2020, one of the more affordable ones, so I just definitely decided to pick a set of these up just to have them. So Christian is going to pass turn. I'm going to draw, charge my Gotenks, giving me 2 yellow energy. Just going to pick up the Toppo leader real quick and take a look at it. I definitely sped read the front, which is the biggest mistake I made. The first thing I saw on a glance was 4 or less, so I just assumed that Toppo could only awaken at 4 or less life, but I didn't read the condition if he had a unison out. So that's probably going to come back to bite me. Hopefully it's not too bad. So let's see exactly what it is I decide to do here. We're going to swing leader to leader, auto draw. Let's see if Christian decides to counter. He's going to take that, go down to 7. Pass back to me, or rather, let's see, continue my turn here. I'm going to tap 1 to play the adoptive father Son Gohan or Grandpa Gohan. We're going to swap in Dependable Dynasty. And for that classic swap, 15k swing. Oh man, it feels good to be able to swap cards again. He's going to go ahead and activate the time magic to negate the attack. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Bardock. 15k critical pressure early is really, really good. Your opponent's either going to have to burn 2 cards out of their hand or a super combo if they have one available to combo out of this swing. Which in a perfect world, I definitely want him to combo 2 cards out just so I can go up in card advantage. So let's see how he decides to, either combo out or take this damage. So he attempts to combo a 5k Bardock here, and then he realizes that that would just be even. So he decides to burn a super combo. If burning 2 cards is plan A, wasting a super combo is definitely plan B. Especially as a Masu one like that, that's definitely a great thing for me to get out of his hand. I'm going to go ahead and pass. He's going to charge his second energy here, untap his leader, and we're off to the races. He's going to tap 2 for the Vegeta Unison. I do apologize for the glare. I'm still working on the correct angles for lighting. It's my first time at the shop, so I do apologize. But I'm going to keep you guys posted as best as I possibly can so you can follow along and make sure that we're staying up to date with the progression of the game. So he's going to go ahead and awaken, untap 2. He has his Vegeta Unison out with 2 markers on it. He's going to go ahead and tap those 2 energy to play Chapil. Chapil is one of the Universe 11 cards or Universe 9 cards that, coincides very well with the type of strategy that he's playing. So he's going to go ahead and swing Toppo into leader, 15k to 10k. I don't think he's going to combo. He's going to draw a card here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take it and go down to 7. I'm going to pretty much maintain a healthy life total on my turn. I'm not going to activate Gotenks' secondary ability of taking a life when he swings, just so I can stay alive longer. He's going to go ahead and feed a Vegeta to his Unison to give him 3 markers. And let's see if he decides to do anything else. He's going to attack Chapil. Oh no, he's going to activate the Unison skill to rest one of his battle cards, giving him 4 markers. And then he's going to go ahead and use his 15k Unison to swing into my 15k ape. So there's no combos on his part. So I would just have to throw a 5k at this so I can survive. I'm going to throw that Trunks away because later on I'll be able to get it back from the drop area, so it's going to get me good value. He's going to go ahead and -1 marker. So the Vegeta -1 basically says that I can't attack with battle cards that cost more than my current energy. So my ape blocker is basically just going to sit there for a little bit, which is a pretty good skill defensively for his Unison. The -3 on that Unison is really good too. Tap one of your opponent's energy, and then you get plus 5k dual attack and double strike for the turn. So that's really good. So we got to watch out for that. I'm going to go ahead and charge my Swift Retaliation Cooler, giving me 3 yellow energy. Now, the unfortunate thing is his leader's already awakened and all of his battle cards are 15k. So I'm not going to be really able to pressure with Gotenks here, but we're still going to try to get some advantage. So we're going to go ahead, swing, auto. Chapil activates when I declare an attack. He taps one of my energies, and during activate battle, he's going to discard that Trunk so he can draw a card. And then I'm going to resolve my auto from my leader to draw. So 10k into, doesn't really matter because I'm not really, pressuring anything here. But that skill from Chapel to tap my energy is actually really good because every time I swing, once per turn rather, I'm going to have to utilize 1 less energy. So no damage was done. We're going to tap 1 energy here for this Grandpa Gohan. He's going to respond with Prideful Transformation, which is going to rest my Grandpa Gohan. I'm going to attempt to activate Swap, but because Toppo is awakened and has a Unison on board, I can only play 1 battle card per turn. So the swap is not legal, but you can still swap Grandpa Gohan back into your hand and fail to find a target to play. So I don't lose my, the first rung on my swap ladder, if you will, so I can utilize it later. So kind of a misplay on my part playing that Grandpa Gohan and trying to activate the swap, but I think we're going to be able to recover from it nicely. So we're going to go ahead and try to swing with Dependable Dynasty here. He's going to block with Prideful Transformation. We're going to go ahead and pass turn because I can't swing with the Bardock Ape because he costs more than my current energy. So Christian's going to draw here, untap everything. He should be charging his 3rd yellow energy. Let's see what he decides to do here. He's got, it looks like 3 or 4 markers on his Unison. Toppo swing, auto draw. And let's see if there's any offensive combo before we get to the defensive step. I'm just going to take it and go down to 6. Let's see, he's tapping 2 for Bardock. Okay, so this Bardock is a 2-drop from the first anniversary box. Basically, when you rest one of your opponent's cards, you draw a card. So he's going to get a lot of value off of it on my turn when I start attacking. And he's going to go ahead and, draw a card off of Chapil. But he's going to use that Bardock to increase the Vegeta Unison to go back up to 4 markers. He's going to go ahead and swing with his Vegeta at my leader. No combos. I'm going to take the damage and go down to 5. And he's going to go ahead and swing with Chapil at my leader, which I'm going to go down to 4. For me personally, I'm okay if that's his last swing. If I can read it properly, if that's his last attack, I'm okay going down to 4, knowing I'm going to be charging my 4th energy this turn because Gotenks is an Awakened Untapped 2 leader, so I'm going to get value out of my 2 energy. So we're going to draw for turn here. We're going to charge our 4th energy. Christian's board's pretty nice, though. He's got his Unison with 4 markers on it, and he's got his Chapil, he's got his Bardock. So even now, when I go to attack this turn, Chapil is going to tap down one of my energies, and then he's going to be able to draw a card off of his Bardock. So we're sitting at 4 active yellows. We have our Ape now is able to attack. Not that it matters. He didn't activate the skill from the Vegeta, but even if he did, I'd still be able to attack. So we have some plays that we can make here. We're going to tap 2 to play the Gogeta Unison, which is going to come out with 2 markers. Gogeta Unison's a really good card for yellow decks. He's got really good effects. We're going to Awaken, untap 2. The main thing I like about the Gogeta is its filter ability. For +1, you can +1 marker on it, discard 2 yellow cards from your hand, and draw 2. That's going to be the effect that I utilize the most in this game. I'm going to actually do it right here. The good thing about that effect with this deck is you can pitch your fusion fodder targets and draw 2 cards and just get them back later. So you're theoretically not going minus. You're actually plussing off of a break-even skill. So it's actually really interesting, the interaction with that unison and those fusion targets in particular. So we're going to go up to 3 markers here. I'm going to go ahead and have Gotenks attempt to attack. Let's see here, because he is going to be able to tap one of my energies. So Gotenks into the Vegeta unison. Chapil's auto. Okay, he's going to Nimbus. That's fine. Nimbus, he's going to pitch another Chapil. So I'm only going to be able to attack with 1 more battle card and then my unison. I'm going to draw off of my leader auto, and Chapil's going to activate here. Because I attacked, I have to tap an energy. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And he gets to draw a card off of the Bardock. So it's a really nifty combo if you play it properly. Because of the whole unison mechanic in the game now, essentially there's another target that you have to pay attention to on your opponent's side of the board. You can't just let their unisons accrue value as the game progresses, building up markers and then becoming impossible to deal with. So obviously the objective is to get the leader down to 0 life, but you also have to worry about their board state and the unison cards. They're not the easiest things to get rid of. So we're going to go ahead and Dependable Dynasty into Vegeta. 15 to 15. There's no counters here, so you can't defensively combo on a unison. So he's just going to drop down to 3 unison markers, which is a comfortable spot for me to be at. Thinking that, he can't activate his -3, but Vegeta does have a self-sufficient ability of getting more markers. So I should have effectively put him down to 2 markers instead of 3, so he can't activate his -3. But, again, that's going to come with me just repetition and learning the game, as I get more familiar with all the cards. So I'm going to have my unison go into his Chapil. And let's see if he decides to combo out 15 to 15. He's going to go ahead and 5k combo out, saving his Chapil. So essentially my turn is over because he Nimbused. So we're passing with, we're tapping 1 to play Grandpa Gohan just to get a second blocker there. But we're passing with 2 open energy, which is decent for defensive purposes. I wanted to get another blocker just in case. I know he's going to be able to activate that Vegeta skill, giving him dual attack and double strike for the turn. And if I could just throw 2 blockers at it, it might benefit me in the long run. So he's going to go ahead, charge, go up to 4 energy, attack leader, draw. And let's see what he decides to do offensively here. I'm assuming he's attacking my leader. With 15k. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1 to combo the no opening Son Goku. So this is the MVP of the day. I was actually able to play multiples of these cards in all of my games, and I can honestly say it was fantastic. 10k combo, so you survive, you don't take damage, and you get a body on board for 1 energy. It's really good. You have the option of taking a life if you want to. You don't have to. So just being able to, cheat in battle cards like that is really good. He's going to go ahead and activate the Vegeta Unison skill, tapping the Bardock to go up to 4. So now he's putting himself in range to be able to activate the -3. So that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to -3, go down to 1 marker. He's going to tap my energy, which he'll be able to draw off of the Bardock. And he gains 5k, double strike, and dual attack for the turn. However, because all of my energy is tapped, my Gogeta Unison's permanent kicks in, giving my leader a plus 5k for the turn. So he's gonna have to over combo on the Vegeta swing if he wants to do damage, and then all of his other 15ks he'll have to combo to do damage as well. So he's gonna go ahead and activate that extra card there, drawing 2 cards, and because I'm tapped out, he's gonna grab 1 from the deck. He's gonna play the 1-drop Basil here, which apparently is a pretty good card to my knowledge. But yeah, I mean, that's just a really good tempo play there. Basil, when all my energy is tapped, I believe he gains plus 15k and dual attack for the turn. So he's going to be swinging for 19, and then he's going to draw a card off of Basil. So he just put a body on board and drew 3 cards, which is insane. So let's see exactly how he decides to sequence all these plays here, because he does have multiple options. I am tapped out. I do have 2 blockers on board. So we're going to go ahead and see exactly how everything plays out. So his Vegeta's a 20k dual double. And then he has Basil, which is a 19k dual attack. He's going to go ahead and swing with Chapil to my leader. No counters on my end. Doesn't look like there's any offensive combos. Oh, yeah, activate battle, tap 1. And then he's going to rest one of my blockers with the trunks. Really good card, so now I only have 1 blocker left. So it's going to be kind of difficult to navigate all of this dual attack, double strike stuff that I have to deal with here. So it looks like Chapil is sitting at 15, or 20 rather. Just waiting to see how I'm going to combo defensively or if I'm just going to take the damage. Let's see here. Pretty good setup, pretty good board presence. I'm obviously at a lower life total, so it's going to be a little bit. Okay, so I decide to super combo the Gohan. Okay, so that's definitely a misplay right there. The Gohan super combo has the ability, if your opponent has, when you combo with the card, you can destroy one of their cards that it's in rest mode that's 5 or less. But Basil was not in rest mode, so that's definitely a misplay. My only valid targets would have been either Chapil or Bardock, so that's definitely a misplay on my part, KOing that. But I don't think we caught it in time to kind of reset the board state, and we just continued to play. Hopefully that's not detrimental for the outcome of the game. I do apologize for that misplay. That's definitely my fault. But we're just going to continue going on here. So he did attack with his Vegeta. I was able to combo out 5k, and I blocked the first one. So I was able to survive because Gogeta gave me that plus 5k because my energy was tapped. So it's unfortunate. Misplays are always unfortunate, but they do happen. Sometimes you just got to pay really close attention to what you're doing. You also, you also have to know what your opponent is trying to do so you can try to catch it. So that's just a very unfortunate situation. But we're going to continue going on here. I'm going to go ahead and charge this Goten. It's going to get me no value late in the game now. Everything is 15k or higher. He's not going to be able to pressure anything. And looking at top 3 and adding a card is good, but there's just better things that you can do at this stage of the game. So I'm at 5 active yellows. We're going to go ahead and... I thought I was going to swing with my leader there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swing with my Unison into his Unison. Chapil's going to trigger because I attacked, resting a card. Bardock's going to proc, drawing a card. Because something was rested, he gets to auto and play Poutine for free and draw another card, which is insane because now Poutine says if I activate a counter or play a battle card off of a skill, she gets to rest one of my cards, which is going to be obnoxious having to deal with that. So on that swing, he's going to go ahead and Nimbus, which means I can attack with one more battle card and my leader card. So I'm going to go no openings into his Unison. He's going to go down to 1. And then I'm going to have leader go into Unison, auto draw, and finally get rid of that Vegeta Unison. So I will be able to play more than one battle card per turn now because there's no yellow Unison on the board for Toppo's ability. But essentially that is the end of my turn because he Nimbused. So now I have to be careful and see what it is we're going to do moving forward because, one of the objections was completed, getting the Unison off the board. But now I have to actually worry about... doing damage to the leader, and he's sitting at 6 life, so it's going to definitely be a big effort trying to get my opponent down to 0 and ultimately try to win the game. So we're going to go ahead and activate Gogeta here, discarding 2 yellow cards, drawing 2 cards. I have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 active energy, 1 in rest mode because of the Chapil skill. There's not much more I can do offensively because of the Flying Nimbus. So I think it's just a matter of looking at what it is I want to do, if anything, and I just decide to pass here. So he's going to go ahead, draw for turn, untap. He's going to charge his 5th energy this turn, and we're going to see how everything plays out. He's getting so much value from Bardock and Chapil. Those guys have been on the board since like turn 2, so he's constantly getting value. So I need to fight for board at this point and worry about the leader later because I have a good chance of building a board as well. So if I can swarm out or overwhelm my opponent with just battle card attacks, I might be able to pull it out. So let's see exactly what Christian decides to do here. He's going to attack, auto draw. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Nimbus, and I have to complete my action and see if there's a counter in response to it. So off of the Nimbus, I'm going to go ahead and pitch the Restraint, which is going to give me a drop counter in my drop area in case I need to use it later on, which is a beautiful combo with Nimbus. You know, you're pitching a dead card out of your hand. However, the hand total, or the hand size I have is, you know, pedestrian at best. I mean, I don't want to be in a spot where I don't have enough cards in the hand to respond to my opponent's onslaught. So it's going to be really, really tricky. I do have a blocker on board, and I do have 5k worth of power to combo on board, but I'm not tapped out. So Gogeta's not giving my Gotenks that extra 5k. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everything plays out. And, you know, we're towards the mid and late game already. So now it really becomes a chess match, you know, a battle of wits, if you will, to see who can come out on top. So he's going to go ahead and tap out for his Vegeta Unison, which is insane because he's going to have 5 markers on him. He'll be able to neg 3 markers and tap one of my energies and do the whole dual attack double strike thing all over again, which is going to be ridiculous. He's going to go up to 6 markers by tapping the Poutine, and it's just a lot of pressure to deal with. I mean, yes, he did tap out 5 energy for it, which is kind of expensive, but if it could ensure him a victory, I mean, you might as well, right? So he's going to neg 3 and go down to 3. He's going to tap my energy, draw a card off of Bardock. His Vegeta now is 20k, dual attack, double strike. I still have 2 yellow energy active, so we're going to see exactly how everything plays out. So he's going to go ahead and looks like attempt to swing with his Chapil. Nope, he's going to swing with his Bardock. So he's going to go ahead and swing at my leader. I'm not going to counter. I don't have any counters in hand. I only have 2 cards in hand, as you can see. So I'm not going to counter. Let's see if he decides to offensively combo. I don't think he's going to combo offensively. So he throws a 5k to make him 20. So I'm going to go ahead and tap to combo another no openings, which is fantastic. However, Poutine is on the board. So because I played a battle card off of a skill, Poutine is going to trigger, and he's going to go ahead and rest one of my cards, which could be a huge misplay on my part, because if he chooses my blocker, which is exactly what he's going to do, if he taps down my blocker, that's one of my lines of defenses that now I can't use. So in theory, it seems good getting another body on board, but remember, I have a 20k dual attacking double striker that I have to deal with, and now my blocker is gone. And I do have another copy of the blocker in my hand, so in a perfect world, I would have blocked one, comboed out of the other, and then played the other guy. But it's not a perfect world, and sometimes we misplay and sometimes things happen. But it's all about adapting and overcoming, right? So let's see how this plays out. He's swinging at me, 20k dual double with his Vegeta. He doesn't combo, so I'm going to go ahead and tap 1 to combo 10k and survive. Now that all of my energy is tapped, Gogeta gives me that permanent plus 5k, which is huge at this point, because I have 5k on board that I could still combo out. So effectively, I was able to get out of his big swings, and he's going to go ahead and not swing with the Chapil, which I wonder why he didn't swing. I don't think I think it's because I Nimbus. That's what it was. So I was actually able to survive that, you know, and play through some of my mistakes, which is how we learn, right? So he's going to go ahead and pass. I'm sitting at 5 yellow energy, and my opponent has 6 life to my 4. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of getting tough. I mean, I only have 2 cards in hand, which is it's hard, man. Like, it's, you know, it's a struggle sometimes, you know, trying to decide what it is you want to do. I have really good board presence. I only have 1 blocker on board. I do have my Unison still, you know, but I got to get rid of that Vegeta, because that Vegeta Unison is a huge problem. And he's just going to generate so much value, you know, with all this combination of cards that he's playing on his board in his battle cards. And I need to get rid of it because I don't know if I can survive another dual attack double strike next turn. So this is where the the strategy comes into it. So let's see exactly how this turn plays out. I have 5 active yellows. Essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks on board. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do it here. I'm going to have Gotenks attack Bardock. Auto draw. His auto for Chapil triggers. I tap down, and then he draws off of the Bardock. So I'm swinging 15k to 15k. He didn't counter. I don't think I'm going to combo offensively. So let's see if he decides to combo defensively and save the Bardock. He's got a good amount of cards in his hand, but he is tapped out. I'm not exactly sure how many of those are extra cards, how many of those are 10Ks. So let's see how this plays out in the combo step. Right now it's 15 to 15 Gotenks to Bardock. Just waiting for the combo. He decides to let him go. We're going to have no openings go into Poutine. I mean, I think at this point you just let her die. There's no point you're going to combo 3 cards to save her. Yeah, so we're going to have another no openings go into a Unison here. No counters. He's going to go down to 2. I'm going to have... So here's the decision, right? I'm obviously going to have my Unison go into his Unison to put him down to 1 marker. But should I kill the Unison and give up my blocker, or should I keep the blocker up? I think that's the, that's the big question, right? That's the decision I have to make here. I think keeping Vegeta at 1 Unison marker is fine, because I don't think there's ways of him getting multiple markers, so he won't really effectively be able to do much. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me, but I need to keep my blocker open for as long as I can in case there's some type of big win con or something that's coming out. I'm only sitting at 4 life to my opponent's 6, and he has a bigger hand than I do. So at this point, I'm definitely playing from behind. So he's going to go ahead and charge his 5th energy. Toppo swing to leader. Auto draw. I'm not countering because I don't think I have a counter in hand. So we're going to have to see how everything works out here. I think I'm still waiting to see if there's any offensive combos. But he's swinging 15k at the moment. Let's see exactly how this plays out. I only have 2 cards in my hand. So this is where it starts becoming more of a chess match, a mind game, if you will. It's pretty big. The combo step is very interactive. So he's going to go ahead and tap 1 to combo the Shrouded, making his Toppo 25. And at that point, with 2 cards in hand, I'm okay taking 1 damage because there's no double strike or anything like it there. So I'm okay with taking that 1 damage. It's going to give me an extra card in my hand that I could utilize on my turn. But it wasn't as detrimental of a damage going down from 4 to 3 than it is from 3 to 2. There are a lot of triple strikers in the game, but I think it's more common to see a double striker. Obviously, he has one on board already if he has the appropriate amount of Unison markers to utilize. But I don't know. I think playing at 3, I'm more comfortable playing at 3 than I am at 2. So I'm going to go ahead. He's going to go ahead and attack with Chapil. Looks like 15k to my leader. I'm going to go ahead and combo a 5k so I can survive the attack. He's got 1 attack left with his Vegeta Unison. Vegeta to leader. No counters on my end. Let's see if I combo out here. Or if I just take it. Oof. He's going to combo a Trunks going up to 20. So I definitely have to... Okay, so I go down to 2. Oof, I'm kind of scared now. 2 life is tricky, but seeing how his board is set up, he has no more attacks on board. He obviously would have to make a play utilizing his energy to bring out another attacker if he wanted to do that. He's got 4 active energy, so you can definitely play something, for 4 or whatnot. But I think if you guys saw before, I did have the Dragon Slaying Bullet in my hand. So if he tapped 4 for a battle card, I was going to be able to have an answer for it. So I'm just trying to see exactly what it is that he's doing here. He's definitely tapping 4 for something. So he's completely tapped out now. Oh, he's tapping for another. Ooh, okay. So he's tapping for the Gogeta Unison, which is insane. Because now he comes out with 5 markers. He can use his -4. I mean, he wouldn't get value off of the -4 because I only have 1 energy tapped, so he wouldn't get as much value. But essentially, this is another swing that he has here that I either have to combo out of, block, or take damage. So any type of pressure you can put is always going to be good in the late stages of the game. But we're kind of getting more even as far as hand size is concerned. So he's going to have Gogeta go into my leader, 15k to 15k. I am not going to counter this attack. Let's see if he decides to combo. Just waiting to see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and super combo and use the Gohan properly this time, getting rid of his Chapil, which is huge because now next turn I won't have to tap when I attack, which is incredible. And he's tapped out now, so I think we have the same amount of cards in hand. He's sitting at 6 life. I'm only sitting at 2 life. So this is going to be kind of an uphill battle here. But we're winding down. I mean, I don't see the game lasting many more turns than this. He's going to go ahead and activate his -4, which he wouldn't get value off of at this point. So I'm pretty sure I just tell him to take it back because there's no point of going down to 1 unison marker when you're not going to use the skill properly. So as I'm getting ready to untap here, I definitely remember this exchange. I'm still going to be able to untap and be full energy. So I just tell him to take it back and don't waste your markers. There's no point. But we're going to go ahead and go into my turn here. Let's see if I can try to fight and regain control of this game. So draw for turn. I have 5 active energy. I'm going to not charge, I don't think. Let's see here. There's a lot of things I can do. Obviously, going after the Unison is kind of irrelevant right now because he's got 5 markers on him. So we're going to go ahead and activate Gogeta's skill. Going up to 5 markers, drawing 2 cards. I can't activate the -4 because I already activated the +1, but that's okay because we're going to try to, get control right here. So I was able to draw 2 cards. Now remember, when you're playing a Gotenks strategy with the fusion targets, you can always get them back from your drop area by discarding another yellow card. So that's exactly what I think I'm going to do here. I'm going to go into the drop area and target the Trunks. I'm going to pitch a Grandpa Gohan to add the Trunks. So now I should have my fusion materials in my hand that I need properly. So we're going to go ahead and activate Union Fusion for going all out. Goten and Trunks, draw 2 cards. He doesn't have a battle card for me to tap. Now, this is a huge risky play because even though he is tapped out, he can still play the counter plays from his hand for free because he has a Unison out. So that was a huge gamble on my part there, tapping 3 for that Gotenks. But sometimes it's either go big or go home, right? So we just draw 2 cards off of it. Gotenks gives me a 25k double attacking dual attack double striker. And because I activate Union Fusion on my turn, my leader gets plus 5k and critical for the turn. So we're going to go ahead and go leader to leader, 20k crit to 15. Auto draw. Let's see if he decides to combo out or take that 1 critical damage to the drop area. He doesn't have that big of a hand. So he's going to go and take that damage, which is another basal, go down to 5 life. So he took a 20k crit. Now, let's see how I decide to sequence these upcoming plays out, because this is very important. Bardock Ape, 15k crit into leader. No counters from Christian. I'm going to go ahead and combo this 5k, as you can see here shortly. We're going to combo the 5k going up to 20. So the reason I only comboed up to 20 is because he took a 20k crit the previous attack, so I'm comfortably comboing up to 20 because no card advantage has changed. And luckily, I got a Zamasu super combo off of that life, so that's a really good attack. So we're going to go ahead here, 25 double strike, dual attack. He's going to go ahead and snap take that 2 damage. So now, I'm just going to try to push for a game. 25 He says no counters. Double strike. Can he combo out? Do we have enough resources here? We're going to tap 2 energies. Combo 10, combo 10. 25, 35, 45k double strike. And that's going to be my best effort for this game. Let's see if he can combo out. He's got a good amount of cards in hand. Nope. That's it. I guess he had a couple of 10Ks there that he wasn't able to get out. But as you can see, man, if it takes time, but if you make your plays properly and you try to play crisply, I know there was a couple misplays throughout the game, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. Shout out to Christian for being an awesome opponent, and I hope you guys are excited about the Battle Chamber being back. We'll see you guys again next week. Be there or be squared.